just about ready to start up here. Our good friend Rob Klepper is hanging out down there by the track, and there's no doubt in my mind he has a pick here for tonight. Rob?
Well, guys, I was thinking to myself, who am I going to pick in U2? And it's pretty simple. The 36er Rodrigo Ampudia. Of course, he's very fun to watch. He's got a good starting spot there outside row 2. But then I thought to myself, who's the hottest driver right now? Who started dead last and got his first win of the year last time here at Elsenore? And who starts second? Who's second in the points by just 1? Well, the answer is simple. Jeff Ward. He's going to go 2 for 2 at Elsenore.
Wow.
Change up there, huh?
Dang, just shooting daggers out there. And there's the point standings. Greg Adler in the four-wheel parts truck leading him. And then, of course, Rob's picked Jeff Ward second. So Jeff has been doing a great job getting that truck to the finish line.
By the way, the big mover there, Carl Rennesetter, who was leading, fell down to 5th. Jerry Welcher was a former points leader in here this season. Bryce Menzies, as we take a look at this General Tire starting grid, way in the back of the pack, is going to have his work cut out for him. Dale Dondell out of the desert, starting on the pole.
Yes, his own truck, Racer Fabrication, his company, so bringing it out to prove it. You see Welchel and Ampudia, row number 2, moving back a little farther. Todd Leduc, who's been very fast in practice in the number 8 truck. He'll come from row number 4, and then row number 8, Bryce Menzies, who didn't get to qualify because of a penalty. So coming from the back of the pack.
A Rockstar energy drink. You beautiful young lady there, telling everybody we're about to go green after they run a couple of pace laps. The green flag flies, they stand on the throttle, here we go.
17 trucks taking the green flag, lots of chaos in the back, but clean in the front. Bunching up on the inside, a little bit of contact there, but not bad.
On board with Greg Adler, courtesy of the E3 Smart Trucks. There's a look at Todd Leduc. We'll also go on board with him with a Rockstar energy drink on-board camera. And Bryce Menzies, looks like he might have over-rotated a little bit. Could have got some help, a bunch of trucks in there. So hard to tell if somebody made a mistake or they're just trying to miss each other.
Well, it's definitely tough with that many trucks out on the track. We've talked about Greg Adler time and time again. He has had some great times, some good qualifying. He's been in the position, but he still hasn't taken the top spot on the podium. And right now, Dale Dondell leading him around, and you got a quick look there at Rodrigo Ampudia, who is following Jeff Ward. These guys seemingly come together now and then.
Oh, trying to ride it out. Literally just ran out of room right there. A tough break for Greg Adler, leading to the points coming into this event. This is going to be devastating to the points. You know, obviously the truck will be okay to get it back up and going, but it's going to cost him a lot of points. What a shame. He's been on the podium 3 times this year.
And a little help over from Jerry Welchel in the number 2 Dragonfire truck, and a tough place to get him right into safety crew will make their way out. And it looks like they're going to take Greg out, so he is going to miss this part of the race. Tough break for your points leader. There's your E3 top 5.
Having a great run already. They're up in the front. Stay with us. You're out here to race hard and get a win. That's what it's all about. So he's not going to give him an inch just because he's going to get the points. And Jerry Welchel, the second time here at Lake Elsenore, goes end over end as he yard guards that thing, this time in the first jump of the front straightaway instead of the second.
And it looks like a little bit of tranny fluid getting out there, catching on fire, but maybe burning just a little bit there. Jerry crawling out through the window, just wanting to get away from the fire possibly, but also a solid hit there, landing on the bumper in total stop motion. Watch how he hits. This is a violent stop right there. Luckily, oh, great job by the Green Army truck of Justin Davis to just miss him. He is a full rookie, only in his second weekend of racing in Unlimited 2, but he does a great job of not piling into Jerry. And the good news is, Jerry is up and fine.
You know, the last time he did this, he had to make a little trip to the hospital. It rung his bell, so the good news is he's okay. This is the Rockstar Energy Drink presents the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, brought to you by Geico Power Sports. And when we left you, it was a pretty scary moment there. Here's another look at it. Jerry Welchel overshoots it just a little bit right here, and that yard darts him into the dirt, launches him up and over 1.5 times. Again, second event, man, he goes for a hard hit.
He's had a couple big crashes in that Dragonfire number 2 Porter racing truck. And good news is he's okay. The interesting news is Dale Dondell still leads him, but look right behind him. The number 8 of Todd LeDuc is there. Renazetter is there, and Pudia is there. He's got a murderer's row right behind him of top
no
talent.
It's about to get ugly here. They're going to pick the pace up. 3 fast guys right behind him, and Todd LeDuc with an awesome restart.
Dives to the inside. Dondell's got. Whoa! Todd had to get way up on the berm. Dondell with the line, so Dondell is going to hold it, but Todd LeDuc pushing hard.
Get some heat. Carl had a nice clean run down at the bottom. Carl and Todd LeDuc have some history. Those 2 guys have gone at it years gone by, and no real love lost between them.
And here comes Wardy in the Speed Technologies number 3 truck, drifting it around the side, outside, trying to get a run. So Carl has gotten by Todd LeDuc, and here comes Jeff Ward trying to put pressure on Kyle as well. And oh, Todd diving to the inside, contact with Carl. Jeff could be the beneficiary here, and it looks like it's going to work for him.
Yeah, Todd really checked up right there. He had an opportunity to really turn Carl around, but checked up and drove him clean. As once again, we go on board with Wardy. By the way, Wardy has had a spectacular season as he has finished in the top 10 in every event he's been in so far this year.
Oh! Wardy. Looks like he got a little squirrely.
Larry Rossler all the way around. By the way, Rossler, first time out here in a short course 2-wheel drive truck.
So Wardy contact with LeDuc. It's given the 2 leaders a little bit of breathing room. Dondell going around the outside just a bit with Renazetter just hawking him. Taking a look back. Looks like Wardy just got a little squirrely off that jump, got into Todd LeDuc, and Todd did a great job of keeping the truck straight. Both drivers getting out of it cleanly.
Yeah, nice job for Todd, no doubt. Good save. Carl Renazetter still all over the back bumper of Dale Dondell, but the impressive part about that is he's still behind Dale Dondell. Dale driving a great race.
Dale is definitely driving a great race, and it looks like they're just didn't look comfortable with the line.
He missed it.
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable with the line he went into. He went out driving it around the corner instead of sliding it. Maybe just didn't break free, and he just set him up completely wrong for turn number 6 there, the final turn, and Carl had the line, but still nonetheless, it's been a great race for Dale Dondell, who's very new to the series. These 2 guys side by side again, of course.
Rodrigo underneath Jeff Ward, plenty of room that time provided by Jeff Ward, and yeah, they've been going at it, man. One more time, here comes Ward back up underneath him.
Great shots from the Bully Dog onboard camera. Look at this, Wardy dive to the inside. A little touch, but that's inconsequential. You know that just driving into the same corner, a little bit of touch. It's all right, he didn't drive into him.
Right.
You know, no bumper straight in.
The side-by-side stuff, to kind of use you as a berm type stuff, that's pretty much legal. That's pretty much okay. It's the bumper into the door stuff that really sends up the red flags.
Yep, and you could get a black flag. The officials are watching. Tony Vanillo, he makes the call, and he's not afraid to make a hard call if it comes up. But right now, clean racing. Dondell running second. Todd LeDuc in third, and taking the mandatory caution. Carl Renazetter, your leader.
Carl really kind of checking out there towards the end, but of course that mandatory caution will bunch them all back up, as it always does. We are set up, man, for a dogfight in the back half of this race. It's going to be exciting. There's your E3 top 5. Renazetter out front. How about Jeff Wardy hanging in there? And Rodrigo, Lake Elsenore Motorsports Complex, where the Rockstar Energy Drink presents the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. Time for the restart. Carl Renazetter out front, Dale Dondell behind him. Then it's Todd LeDuc and Rodrigo Ampudia. Jeff Ward, good stuff.
Epic and a clean start, looks like. And Dondell trying to protect the inside. LeDuc trying to drive around the outside, and seems like he's got some drive. We'll see if he can take the inside position and make it work as they go into corner number 2.
Dondell gives him some driving room. That's all he needs. He hangs it out on the inside, will make the pass cleanly.
Dondell breaking traction on the outside, and now he has competition from the red and white truck, the Papa Zavir Takati sponsor, number 36. Ooh, that's Rodrigo Ampudia in the 36, but number 6, the Corona extra truck of Steve Serapis, getting bullied around a bit.
Yeah, over-rotates that one just a little bit. Might have got a little help along the way. Humping over that tabletop as we take a look at some of the guys that are trying to hang on here in the back of the pack. Still going 3 wide back there. Justin Davis and Mike Johnson goes completely sideways. Man, is he lucky he didn't barrel roll that one.
He is, and he stayed on the throttle. If he would have let off the gas, he could have just caught wheels and flipped, but he got on the throttle to save it. Let's see if there was contact there. Doesn't look like Bryce Menzies gets into him, and you see for a second there he lets off, but then on the gas to bring it around. So
stunt car driver experience right there, baby.
Definitely. Rally car racing experience, stunt car driving experience, and you're taking a look at the number 85, Justin Davis, racing with the number 7 of Bryce Menzies. Looks like the number 99, Lucas Slick Mist truck of Robbie Woods has a problem. They're going to have to tow him off the track.
Justin Davis having a great run here. This is just his 3rd race. By the way, underpowered, that engine about 700 horsepower or so, and Bryce Menzies right on by, baby.
Bryce Menzies with a great job going outside in. He's driving with Croyer power. He's got the full tilt engine in there, and Bryce doing a great job also picking up a new sponsor in the Super Clean truck, O'Neill Sportswear, deciding to hook up with Bryce, so very cool there. And looks like Dale Dondell going to the outside a bit, maybe opening up some room for Jeff Ward in the number 3. We'll see if he can make it work. Side-by-side action as they get onto the front straight. Wardy doing it around the outside, and a little bit of smoke there on Dondell.
Yeah, it looked like some money smoke out of there. Don't see it now. Kind of strange unless it was tire smoke. And of course, Jeff Ward, again, look at 4th place, man. Keeps hanging around the top 5. Of course, fresh off a win, just 1 round to go right here at this track. So he's had an incredible rookie season.
Definitely, and he keeps putting himself in that position to win. He's always right in the mix when it's getting towards the end of the race, and he keeps his equipment good. And right now, check it out, Bryce Menzies in the purple number 7 Super Clean truck giving chase on Dale Dondell. So Dondell, who led for a long time, now falling to some of the predators that have been around the series for a while. And Menzies is really the young gun of the series. You know, one of the younger drivers, great results, has a win already on the season as well, both in single buggy and in Unlimited 2. And
he just puts a bumper right there on Dale Dondell and spins him all the way around. I'm sure Dale won't be happy about that one. Todd LeDuc, 2nd place, trying to track down Renazetter, and this is a battle that everybody's been talking about all weekend long to get these guys back together.
And we know that Todd's brother Kyle was able to take the win in Unlimited 4 already, so the family looking for the sweep of the Unlimited truck classes here.
Rodrigo and Pudia, looks like he's been through a war. The front of that truck has been beaten up a bit, but still running good. Wardy right behind him, and then comes Bryce Menzies. Bryce has been so close. He's been in the front a couple times. Unfortunately, had some mechanical issues. Again, Justin Davis right there. Hats off to his father, Kevin, who put him inside of a truck. Doesn't have the 900 horsepower. Let him get used to that 85, that E85 truck right there, and get up to speed before he really throws 900 horsepower at it. And Justin's done a great job. White flag, baby. Here we go. 1 lap left. Can Carl Renazetter hang on and win this one?
It's always that last lap. Your head starts spinning. You're thinking about all these different things. But Carl, such a consummate professional, has a little bit of gap on Todd. Todd's going to have to really risk it. And right now, Bryce putting a lot of pressure on Jeff Ward as they battle for 4th place, getting close to the podium.
Here comes Bryce. Bryce right there underneath him. Carl sliding in hard, man, up and over the cushion, stands on the throttle, and the right rear tire is coming apart on Carl's truck.
Oh, so drama. 3 corners to go, and 2 of them turning the way he doesn't want to turn, which is into the flat tire.
And I guarantee you, Todd is smelling blood right now. He sees what's going on, and he's thinking, I've got an opportunity.
Carl will probably most likely try to protect the inside on this final corner. And Kyle,
Kyle drives it clean. Is Carl going to have enough drive off the turn? It's not going to happen. The tire comes apart. Todd LeDuc steals a win literally after the last turn. A drag race down the front straightaway, and Todd LeDuc steals a win.
Getting work done. LeDuc pulling the straps off. There's the checkers. We saw his brother do the stand outside the truck when he won, and so Todd LeDuc also getting out of the truck, waving to the crowd. Woo!
Yeah, absolutely, man. What an incredible race. Todd LeDuc On top for your Mac Tools unofficial results, Carl Rendezetter at second, Rodrigo and Pudi, a nice run. Jeff Ward will hang out there in fourth, and Bryce Menzies from the back keeps it in the top 5. Yeah, sideways off a jump, flat tires, a little smoke, a little rubbing. It's called racing. What an incredible race here at Lake Elsenore Motorsports Complex. Under the lights, beautiful weather, an absolutely packed house. Let's bring you the race recap, courtesy of Geico Power Sports. Dale Dondell off to a great start, but Carl Rendezetter drives around him.
A little bit errant there in that corner. Greg Adler inverts. He was our points leader coming in. Jerry Welchel with a huge invert and endo on the front straight.
Mike Johnson lands it horizontal off the big jump in the back, but saves it, spins it around, gets back in the hunt. Wardy keeps it in the top 5, and then a last straightaway pass for the win.
The Duke brings home the win as Carl Rendezetter yard sales parts of his truck all over with the flat tire.
Well, Todd LeDuc, welcome to Lake Elsenore, man. Under the lights, talk about that final lap, dude. You and Carl Rendezetter going at it.
Oh, man, you know, it was just, our truck was dominant. And in qualifying, man, luck threw me a curve. I blew a motor, and I have some great friends and great crew guys. We got my spare motor in here. It's a lower horsepower motor, but it seemed to get down to this track. It got real blue groove, and I knew Carl was going to be tough, so I just stayed with him. And, man, I drank a Rockstar before this round, and it gave me all the energy to the finish, dude. And that last turn, I knew he was going to protect the inside, and he's a wily guy. I knew he was going to drift out, so I just set him up, and I knew I'd outpull him down the straightaway, and I did.
Todd LeDuc, guys, wins in the U2. Another good night for the Rockstar Energy Drink team.
And Cam, the bully dog, bully of the race, is going to go to Todd LeDuc.
Yep, flat tire took down Carl. They had a great race going, and Todd would leave victorious. Their bully dog, bully of the race.
It has been an incredible race, no doubt. Round number 7 under the lights at Lake Elsenore. Yeah, the Rockstar Energy girls and plenty of broken parts. That's all part of the game. It's just the way it goes. This show's been produced by Lucas Oil Studios. For more, go to lucasoiloffroad.com. For Rob Clipper and Cameron Steele, I'm Ken Stout. We'll see you next time with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series.
The other races, I started up front, I spun out, went to the back, guys crashed, I moved up. Even the race I won, Welchel flipped, it got me, closed the gap. I was able to pass 3 guys, which gave me confidence. So now I think I can run with them and be there, not just to capitalize on mistakes, but now actually make passes when I need to. And that's what I'm going to need the last couple races to win this championship, not just hoping they hit each other or somebody takes somebody out. So now it's time to step up, and that's when it gets a little more nerve-wracking and probably not as much fun. So Supermoto was supposed to be fun, and then it got serious, and then it became more nerve-wracking and expected to win. So right now I'm still having fun, but I'm sure the next race is going to be tough.
Well, very cool. The fans are definitely stoked to have you here, and so am I. Welcome to the series, and congratulations on all your success.
Thanks, Cameron.
Drink presents the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. We're here at Lake Elsenore Motorsports Complex.
The track has been so good at night. The hot temperatures of the day not drying it out. Now that we're in the dark, no sun beating down on it. The wind has died down. Really great conditions for going racing. Todd LeDuc, the winner, 1 round to go. We'll see if he can put it together. Great racing from Dale Dondell. I mean, so many people stepping up their game, and this is how the point standings are as we get ready for round number 8.
We've had 4 different points leaders already this year. Jeff Ward, obviously the current points leader. You talked about Todd LeDuc getting a win. There he is right there in the number 8 truck sponsored by Rockstar Energy Drink, and he won it literally in the last few feet of the race coming off the last turn. Mike Johnson will start on the pole next to Dale Dondell, who had a great run 1 round to go.
I understand some brake issues were what happened to him 1 round to go, so we'll see if he can put it together. Bryce Menzies, always fast coming from row 2. Todd LeDuc, we talked about row number 4, pretty stacked with Carl Rendezetter in there. Of course, Kerry Hart coming from row number 5, Larry Ross there as well. And leading the points coming into the weekend was Greg Adler, who's had a tough weekend here, and Jerry Welchel, who had a huge crash just 1 round to go.
Yeah, so Adler and Welchel back in the pack again, another stacked row as they come off the last turn and get ready to light it up. Let's go down and watch them throw the green flag. Dale Dondell with the early hole shot. Looks like he'll enter the turn. Can Johnson hang with him? Johnson out of the turn first.
Dondell should have a big run. It's, some chaos back there. Looks like Jerry Welchel getting tied up with Justin Davis, who came around, and actually Larry Rosser did a good job of staying out of that chaos. Right now we're on board with the Dragon Fire #2 Porter Racing of Jerry Welchel from the back there, but Mike Johnson in the KMC Wheels truck leading him around this first lap, followed by Dondell, and then Rodrigo Ampudia. Yeah.
He's out there flying the nose high once again. Great look back. There's Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson leading him around, and he's had a tough time out here this year. Speaking of a tough time, looks like Larry Rosser maybe didn't stay as clean as we thought.
And
man, a big hit. Rodrigo pushing his way to the front through Dale Dondell that time. Oh, and then leans back on Todd LeDuc, who leans into Carl Renazetter. The boys are going at it.
Wow, and whoa, check this out, Renazetter. A little bit of squirrel dog in there, but Ampudia looked like he actually tried to stay clean on the inside, and Dale was taking the line a little bit out and in, and there was some contact there.
Green light, green light.
Green light, green light. So they're telling her driver, you know, go, 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 go. And that is obviously Rodrigo's crew chief and spotter.
Go, 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 please, please.
That's Lechero, by the way. That's Lechero.
Oh, check this out. Two guys I was just going to say who have plenty of bad blood already getting going. Jeff Ward there in the Speed Technologies #3.
Points leader.
Yeah, the points leader just got some special love from the 36. The Papa Zabir Takati entry of Rodrigo Ampudia. Rodrigo had the run, but Jeff is in the line there. He clearly just runs right into the back of him.
I mean, he went low, took the spot away, clearly in front of him right there. I don't think Rodrigo ever let up, man. That was a little something, something from a round to go. There's your E3 top 5. Where the Rockstar Energy Drink presents Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. While we were gone, it was Todd LeDuc who got by Rodrigo Ampudia. He is now your leader. Bryce Menzies also working his way up into the top 3 as these guys are going at it.
Over rotation.
Oh, by himself.
A little bit of over rotation. Actually looked like the corner before he got a little extra rotation, but kept it together. Nothing extreme, but right there, really threw it around. Let's take another look. Must have just got a hold of a slick spot. Rodrigo's right there, does a good job of straightening out, going around him just a bit. And Bryce Menzies in the super clean truck, #7. There, the purple truck moves into the 2nd position.
Boy, and some big debris out there in the middle of the track, possibly a broken wheel, maybe a rotor hat, but right in the middle of the track, some pretty big stuff as we watch Bryce Menzies once again making a run. You can see him there in the #7 super clean truck. And that truck, by the way, really designed after one of the winningest drivers' trucks in history. I'm talking about Rob McCachran, who's actually in the house with us.
You know, it's great coming to these races, walking through the grandstands or through the pit area and seeing people they were little kids when I started racing. Now they're taller than me, and growing up, but they're still fans and still followers of Rob McCachran. I've ran against a lot of these guys: Carl Renazetter, Rodrigo Ampudia. Bryce Menzies was a teammate of mine. You know, I helped him out to get to, you know, somewhat where he is. He's obviously a talented driver. Some of the other guys, Jerry Welchel, that are in the series, and you know, you got some of the best guys that are out there, and you know, I want to compete against the best, and I'm missing a little bit of that right now, and I want to come. I'm racing with the people I'm racing against. I want to come race with the best that there are here too.
Epic Rob McCachran, legend in the desert, a guy I've been going to war with since the mid-'80s, actually, and I'm now driving his old Unlimited buggy. I'm racing for Team Menzies in the car he raced last year.
Many championships underneath that man's belt, and of course Unlimited Force and buggies, which, by the way, in that buggy you were speaking of, congratulations, finishing 2nd on the podium here a little bit earlier today, right behind Mike Dondell.
Yeah, it was a good race, good times. I'm loving the series, and one thing about Bryce Menzies is he learned a lot from Rob McCachran. They were teammates. He got to sit there. He got to be the sponge and see what Rob does and how Rob does it. Was able to do setups and stuff. And look, diving to the inside on Rodrigo Ampudia. Bryce is going for the lead. A little bit of contact there.
Had the position, slid right up in front of him. A little blue smoke out of that left rear now, where they just had contact. Hopefully nothing damaging. Great battle going on a little bit deeper in the pack as well. We saw that between Carl and Todd. But this is a run for the lead, and Bryce has been right there a couple of times. Unfortunately, had some mechanical failures right at the very end of a race on a couple different occasions, but he's proven he's very fast and certainly capable of winning.
Ooh, someone stepping out just a little bit there, looking back. Might have been Adler, just a little wide there, but right now, Dondell again. I mean, this guy is new to the series in the Unlimited 2. He's doing work, right? Oh, and around goes Adler.
Just said it before, it almost looks like maybe something's broke with the truck.
Right side, clear, all clear. Try going up for that cushion, Greg. A little bit, looks like that cushion's moving up just a titch. No pressure behind you, no pressure
So time to go up to the cushion, look for a little bite, obviously.
Yep, trying to get up and get a little bite of traction. You know, where on the inside it's really been cut off and it's flat and hard from the tire spinning. A lot of the drivers like to get right up on that edge where the soft dirt starts, and they call that the cushion.
Renazetter down there underneath him, of course, getting the spot. Greg Adler, unfortunately, 1 round to go, came into this event, you said it before, leading in the points, but flipped the truck early on and pretty much ended his run, and trying to make up a little ground right there, baby.
Pushing hard, and you see him stepping out again, having to turn really hard into him. And now Carl, not in the exact best spot to set up there, aware that Adler is inside.
And it's very easy to overdrive that turn like that. You mentioned it a number of times. It's a totally blind jump. You go over it, and you land where you land, man, and you can be right in the middle of the turn. So the mandatory caution comes out. Your E3 Top 5 is as follows. The Rockstar Energy Drink presents the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. We're here at Lake Elsenore Motorsports Complex, about to restart the Unlimited 2. Bryce Menzies out front, Rodrigo and Booty are right behind him, and we are tuned in to Rodrigo's radio. Let's listen in to his spotter.
Clear.
Telling him he's got space there on the inside to race his line.
Va por dentro.
Turn 2.
Stay.
Spotter once again telling him, hold your line there, telling him to stay. So stay in your line. Dondell looking to the inside.
Oh, just a little bit of contact there, and that's all it took to turn Rodrigo around. I mean, it really looked incidental here, but he had no fender on the left side. It looked like it was contact probably right to the left.
Oh, Wardy way off course. He's gonna have to do a back up and spin back on. Up on the berm and back into the track. So Wardy in the Speed Technologies Bully Dog truck gonna lose a little bit of time.
Jerry Welcher, who went through a scary wreck, just 1 round to go on the front straightaway in 8th place, and Wardy all over the back of that bumper taking a look at him.
Yeah, and Mike Johnson diving to the inside. Maybe Jerry has a problem because these guys seem to be flying by just there. Not like Jerry to let anybody get an easy pass.
Well, I mean, and honestly, you have to wonder about that truck. That truck's been through 2 huge wrecks now. I wonder if they didn't just put it back together enough to go out there and get a few points.
Adler way up on the cushion. Dondell looking down below.
That one looking pretty rough too, by the way.
Yeah, they're all starting to look a little rough, but you know, we still have a few laps to go. Lots of good racing on board with our points leader, and we just saw him go off track. So he needs to have a clean race to maintain those points. He knows who's in the mix with them, so you know he's in there thinking about it. The driver is thinking about what's going on. I mean, obviously, a guy who's won a lot of different kinds of racing, focused on the ball.
Focused on Mike Johnson right now as Rodrigo pulls in, and yeah, that one looks like it's tweaked up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit bent on. I don't think it could be from the contact with Dondell. It was so incidental, but anything is possible as we join back into the racing action. You gotta love the racing at night, the fire blast of fuel coming through the exhaust.
Absolutely.
Just very cool.
breathe it just a little bit like that. They get off the throttle, a little excess fuel in there. The pipe's very hot. It ignites it, and it's just all part of nighttime racing.
Wardy in his office.
When you can see when he lifts up in that seat, that's how long he is in the air. If they stay on him here through the back, Mike Johnson right beside him. Man, these guys are in the air for a long time, especially right there. There's a look at your leader, number 7, Super Clean, O'Neill Clothing sponsored machine, and Bryce is having a heck of a run. Come on back. There's your E3 top 5. Rockstar Energy Drink presents the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series powered by Geico Power Sports, and Bryce Menzies has gotten up front and has been bad to the bone, baby. The Super Clean truck is fast tonight.
Little bit of over-rotation from Bryce there, attacking hard. You got to remember, he knows Todd LeDuc, the winner from the last round, and a guy who wins all the time, Carl Renazzetta, right behind him. A little over-rotation there from Todd LeDuc as well. You got to watch as this track comes in. They're trying to stay out in the cush right now. Oh, and Menzies, he can save it. He doesn't go all the way around.
That's exactly what Todd did a little bit earlier.
Yep.
I mean, you know, some big heat behind him, though, with Todd and Carl. That's a lot of pressure, man.
Gets out in the cush, and it looks like the front right digs traction and makes him turn, steps it out, does a good job recovering it, but unfortunately lets LeDuc by and lets Renazzetta by, and you know, Bryce isn't going to give up, but he's got a big battle ahead of him. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
To the inside goes Renazzetta.
The battle is on.
White flag is flying, and it's a little bit of a tricky surface right now. That middle part of the track is slippery. They're getting the cushion. Look at this. Drifting huge is LeDuc. Wow.
This really brings back memories of the fairgrounds.
Oh, he's puffing. We saw that from Renazzetta in the Unlimited 4. It looks like a little steam from behind the cab of the truck on Todd LeDuc.
Is he going to have anything for him? Todd looking pretty solid right now, I've got to say. Doesn't look like Carl's closed the gap too much, but through those S-turns, it seems like Carl drives a little better line. We'll see if he's got anything for him. Yeah, a lot of smoke out of Carl's truck now.
So both trucks with a little puff here and there, both the leaders' trucks, but only a couple turns to go. Todd way jumping deep, throwing it sideways. Carl driving hard to try to carry speed, but it's all LeDuc, the Rockstar Energy Drink Makita truck. Gonna take the checkers.
Carl really overdrove at that time, trying to close the gap a little bit. It's not gonna happen. And how about the LeDucs, man? A clean sweep on the weekend, 2 for Todd, 2 for Kyle. They came out here, threw it down, man, and had a good weekend.
Definitely major kudos to the LeDuc boys. Great racing, and here comes our points leader going into the race. We'll have to see how it shakes down post, but after all the banging and bumping and off-track excursions, Wardy once again gets it to the checkers.
Absolutely. By the way, Ward, the only driver in the category to finish in the top 10 every single round. Finish in the top 5, 6 of 8 rounds. But it's Todd LeDuc with back-to-back wins that nails it down. Carl Renazzetta right behind him, but Bryce Menzies, unfortunately, a last-minute spin keeps him on the box, but puts him in 3rd place.
Another explosive race here. Todd LeDuc putting it together. When we come back, we'll talk to our winner.
This is the Rockstar Energy Drink Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series powered by Geico Power Sports, and it's time now to bring you our Geico Power Sports race recap. Let's go right into the Unlimited 2 race. Mike Johnson, Dale Dontel got off to a quick start, but it was Rodrigo Ampudia who picked up the pace and took the point.
Definitely, and then big contact with Jeff Ward later on would spin Wardy out, but he would continue under power. A little more incidental contact as Todd LeDuc took the lead and then spun it out.
All by himself. Bryce Menzies then took over the point and held on for a while, but unfortunately Bryce Menzies also would spin out. That opened up the door for Todd LeDuc to take the lead and the win. Congratulations to him and our podium finishers. Let's go down to Rob.
Todd LeDuc, man, welcome back to Elsenore, man. Congratulations, 2 in a row, dude.
Oh my gosh, man. This Rockstar Makita Ford is so fast. It's unbelievable, and just made right decisions. Got to the front clean, and I totally threw it away. I It was a little slick than I thought. I thought my truck could hold the inside right there, and I spun, collected myself, and Carl got around me. I'm like, I ain't gonna let that happen. So I got back by Carl and waited for that caution, and then just made some moves, and then Bryce just made a rookie mistake over there in the back turn, and dude, here I am, another win. Woo!
And our bully dog bully of the race. You got to throw it to another guy. Back-to-back wins here, now 7 career, 1 ahead of Brendan Gaughan and Jerry Welchel.
Epic performance by Todd LeDuc. Once again, perfection on the weekend.
It's been an incredible weekend out here under the lights at Lake Elsenore Motorsports Complex. Everybody had an awesome time. Hope you enjoyed watching round number 8. We're not finished. There's plenty of racing yet to go this season. This show has been produced by Lucas Oil Studios. For more information, go to lucasoiloffroad.com. For Rob Klepper and Cameron Steele, I'm Ken Stout. We'll see you next time at the races. Welcome to a very sunny and warm Surprise, Arizona for rounds 9 and 10 of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series powered by Geico Power Sports. Ken Stout and Cameron Steele ready to call all the action for you. And Cam, as we enter these final 4 rounds of the 2009 season, the points are exactly as we expected. Also, we have some brand new names competing.
And then Robbie Pierce in the Unlimited 2, his first time out. He qualifies pretty well, but with the inversion, he's going to start on the pole and lead him to the green. Talk about pressure. That's a pressure cooker situation.
To Surprise, Arizona, the Unlimited 2's out on the course. The points separated by just 4. And Rob Klepper, where are you going?
Well, thanks a lot, guys. My pick in Unlimited 2 is going to be Bryce Menzies. Now, he's a local boy, grew up in Mesa, Arizona, but he also got his first short course win earlier this year at Surprise. He also told me that they signed to change the setup. They changed the sway bar, they changed the gearing, they changed some shocks, try and make that 7 Super Clean truck a little bit faster, but guess what? It did not work. So they decided to go back to the setup they had last time here at Surprise when he picked up the win. Super Clean going to the front. Bryce Menzies will win in Unlimited 2.
Solid call right there, I've got to say. Bryce Menzies, of course, does have some other wins. Keep in mind, he came out of the light buggy category where he won a championship, went into the unlimited lights, got some wins there. So he is a talented driver, now getting up into the big trucks, and we already saw him in the unlimited 4. So he's used to this speed and this power. We'll go on board with Greg Adler, courtesy of E3. Jeff Ward with Bully Dog. Jeff Ward right there in the hunt for a championship in his rookie year. And how about Robbie Pierce? Congratulations to him, man. He's going to start this thing on a pole, his first ever event.
And you hear a little bit of radio chatter there as we take a look at the Super Clean Unlimited 2 starting grid. The Mastercraft truck, Robbie Pierce, number 30, going to lead him to the green.
Kevin Probst on the outside. Best of luck to him. Another veteran in this sport. Rodrigo and Budia back in there, and Greg Adler. That could be quite a battle. No love lost between those guys. Jerry Welchel, a former champion inside of the category, starting off on row 8. So look for some bad, fast trucks coming up through this pack. Let's listen in.
Go, 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 go.
Be interested to see getting the go, go, go. If Robbie can hold him all the way to the first turn, trucks already all over the place. Looks like the number 76, Jesse Jones. Oh, Dondell. Oh, Dale Dondell with the vicious-looking endo.
He's moving around. That's a great sign.
Opening the visor, a sign that everything is okay. Let's take a look. Oh, and he's just kicked off that big tabletop jump. Maybe just matted off that. And endos the truck. Kerry Hart, the number 46 machine, does a good job of turning to avoid a direct straight-in contact.
And that's exactly what we've seen Jerry Welchel do twice this year. If you just fly it a little too high, that nose yard darts into the dirt, man, and you going for one of the most violent rides of your life. That's when those Hans devices do their job. They are worth every penny.
Oh, and a little hot inside the truck there. It looks like Kerry Hart in the number 46 Rockstar Energy Hart and Huntington machine. Disappointing way to end the race.
The guys work so hard. You get out here, you're ready to go, and right off the bat, your chances are over. Let's get it down to Rob Klepper, who's with Kerry Hart. Rob?
Well, guys, down here in the hot pits, Kerry Hart, a lot of damage to the front end of that truck. Dondell got upside down. What exactly happened? What'd you see?
I mean, you know, it's next to halfway dark out there. Can't see anything. And I watched him right behind him. He was just matted to the floor. He hit that tabletop and just went front end over rear. And it's dangerous and scary out there right now. It's way too wet and you can't see. And, you know, it's a little frustrating, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'm just hungry. I want to go race.
Of course, he's making reference to the shadows that are getting very long here late in the afternoon, and a track that was just watered down to prep it for a long race. Come on back, baby. This is what had happened. Dale Dondell on the start goes for a big ride as he yard darts that thing into the dirt. Kerry Hart tries to miss it. Unfortunately, said he couldn't see where he was going. The truck was sideways, goes right into it.
Coming back to green flag, Robbie Pierce with another shot at leading him down to the green. Kevin Probst in the green and white E3 spark plugs truck trying to get a run on him, and that's Bryce Menzies in the super clean truck behind, and it looks like it's gonna be Kevin Probst, and oh, sideways is Robbie Pierce in the number 30, and Menzies makes a move through there, and a couple trucks collected up, but pretty clean nonetheless.
Including Warney, Jeff Ward second in the points. Oh, Welchel into the back of Seifert. Seifert's first start here in the Unlimited 2 class. Jeff Seifert, he gets turned almost completely around. Jeff Ward almost dead last, has a long ways to go. Second in the points, just 4 points behind Renesetter. And there goes Robbie Pierce again, really struggling with a wet track.
He's looked good. I mean, very solid for the first time out. Pierce has. You get that really wet, slippery track, it's tough to drive that truck. And he's definitely getting a little slideways, as I like to say. And there's the onboard looking back from the number 30, Carl Renesetter, right back there. So he'll be hunting Mr. Pierce.
Yeah, and of course, Robbie coming out of the desert, seasoned veteran over there. Awesome product that he has. A lot of the guys run his seats out here really fast when the track was nice and dry, but boy, it's a different start here when you get out here and play with these guys.
Oh,
there you go.
Renesetter.
How you doing, baby?
Welcome to short course racing, Robbie. My name is Mr. Renesetter, and I am here to wage war, not only on your bumper, but please, let me by, sir.
That's pretty much the deal. You know, when you're going curb to curb trying to hang on to it, he's like, listen, I'm in the hunt for a championship here. You need to just move right on over out of the way or I'll help you.
Here's a couple things I want to point out real quick. We saw Seifert and Robbie Pierce both get a little love in the back of their truck. The tendency is for new drivers to lift a little earlier than they need to for setup of the corner, and it may just be that Carl and the previous situation with Welchel, they just got into the back of him because they expected that driver to drive a little deeper.
Jesse Jones in the 76 truck, trying to make it happen there on the outside. There is Jerry Welch in the number 2 truck, extremely fast. How about Kevin Probst, the E3 spark plug machine out front? He's been doing this for a long, long time. A very talented driver, but the kid right behind him, man. Bryce Menzies definitely has some talent.
Definitely has a huge amount of talent, and I'm part of the Menzies team. I race a buggy for him, so I get to see the inner workings pretty up close and personal. The relationship between Bryce and his dad, Steve, excellent, but also Kevin Croyer, the motor builder for Bryce Menzies, very involved in the situation, and he builds a great motor, and they have all worked very closely together to put Bryce, a very young driver, in a position where he's ready to win.
All right, there's your E3 spark plugs, top 5. Kevin Probst trying to hang on. Bryce Menzies applying the pressure. Yeah, baby, it is on. Unlimited 2. Yeah, that's a love tap for you. You're watching Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. Ken Stout, Cameron Steele, and Rob Klepper. The Unlimited 2 class is where we're at, and man, did it start off wild.
And it continues to be wild. The 76, Jesse Jones, the number 2 Dragonfire truck of Jerry Welchel, and then behind him, the hot rod, Rodrigo Ampudia in the Papa Severe Tecate truck. And Rodrigo, a man who's not afraid to stick his nose in and go for it, has been a little hampered in this race. I'm a little surprised he hasn't been quicker to the front, but Jesse Jones doing a great job. Oh, look into the inside, Jerry Welchel on Jones, contact.
Oh. Hooked up with Rodrigo as he goes way around. Rodrigo tries to take advantage of the low line as Welchel gets way sideways. Then they get together. That truck pretty beat up right there. Another look at it.
gets door to door with Jones. He's on the gas, so he's breaking traction, starts to spin, and Rodrigo's just there. And
I don't see those rear tires ever slowing down.
I don't either. It looks like Welch's on the gas there as he's sideways into Ampudia, but all is well. They're all driving away. But again, here comes Ampudia on the number 76 of Jesse Jones. He also is from nearby Glendale, Arizona, and a champion desert racer, and a little newer to the short course series, but doing a great job. And here's a pass for the lead, possibly. Menzies with a different line in the whoops.
And look at the rear rotors on Kevin Probst's truck. They are glowing red, bright red, so obviously something hanging up in there.
Well, he's definitely got hot brakes. He goes to the inside, and then contact. He cuts off Greg Adler.
Left side, left side. Watch Carl's line so we can set him up for the last half if we got anything for him. He's smooth, looking good.
Oh, and a flat tire there for Kevin Probst. So after that contact with Adler, it looks like it's going to cost him a right rear. I'm thinking Adler at the time, listening to a spotter, was thinking, what do you mean watch his line? I might take the spot here. You can watch mine.
Boy, he's definitely talking about Carl Renazetter. Here goes Probst into the hot pits. And he can get that tire changed and maybe get back out on the same lap, but he'll probably get lapped doing that. And Adler now a little ways back from Renazetter, but this sets up a great battle. The veteran and champion Carl Renazetter following Bryce Menzies, the youngster who has found his way to the top of the podium. Look at this, Robbie Pierce still waging war in front of Rodrigo Ampudia, then Jones, and here comes Jeff Ward once again. Jeff, not a guy that wants to tangle. He doesn't want to run into you. He wants to save the equipment, but you know what? He's got the speed, and he always seems to get right up there.
He's making a charge back up to the top 5 again. And we've seen it on multiple occasions where he would spin out, go to the back of the pack, and still get in the hunt.
You're faster than all of them. Let's go. Good job. Keep digging.
Currently 7th. You know, he's finished in the top 5 6 of 8 times. Rob?
And guys, the 51 of Danny Edwards pulling into the hot pit. We also saw Kevin Probst, who popped the right rear tire. A lot of damage on the rear of that truck. He has pulled in, complaining of brake problems, and headed back to the pit area. And that will put, of course, the Super Clean number 7 out in front, Bryce Menzies.
And we see Wardy picking up another spot. This is a battle for the lead, though. Bryce Menzies, Carl Renazetter, and Bryce has been here before, and unfortunately didn't drive a perfect race. Right there, a pretty big mistake. Is the door open for Carl Renazetter? I don't want to call it a mistake. He just hit a hole.
Well, there he hit a hole, and what you're talking about is that he was leading in Elsenore on one of the nights and wasn't able to keep the lead. Right now, he's got Carl Renazetter behind him at the mandatory yellow. Now is the time to see if Bryce has what it takes, and we know he does. We've seen him win before, but can he keep it locked and loaded in front of this perennial champion?
Coming across the stripe, Robbie Pierce hanging on to a top 5 spot along with Rodrigo Ampudia. That is your E3 Sport Plugs top 5. And yeah, the back half of this thing is going to get intense. Who's going to win it? Can the kid hang on? Find out next. He leads the Unlimited 2s around. Multi-time champion Carl Renazetter breathing down the back bumper. They stab the throttle. The green flag flies. The back half of the Unlimited 2 race coming at you.
Menzies with a really solid jump. Oh, Pierce, a little redirection there. And right now, Renazetter, Adler, and then Ampudia with Jeff Ward not far out of this mix right now, inside the top 5.
Ward working his way back up from the back of the pack after a first lap incident, trying to stay out of trouble. We'll see if he can pick his way back up there. Only 4 points out of the lead behind Carl Renazetter for the points championship. But right now, Bryce Menzies doesn't care anything about that. He wants a win.
You always want to win. I mean, you shouldn't step on the playing field if you don't come to win. And I know Bryce has his race face on, as do all these guys. And Carl Renazetter, watch how he works. I would suspect here as we go on board with Greg Adler that Carl will watch some of Bryce's lines, and then as we move forward, he will try to pick apart those lines and find the place that he can dive in on Bryce.
Jeff Ward, Rodrigo Ampudia. We've talked about these guys all year. It's like they have a magnet and are drawn to each other. They've had some brutal races.
Very clean move there by Jeff Ward. And taking a look back, here's big contact. Ampudia on Wardy sends him around in a reverse spin. There is no love lost there whatsoever. These two guys definitely have a little bit of an attitude thing going back and forth, especially on the track. Wardy and Ampudia, very mild manner off the track.
Wardy definitely has put his fair share of a bumper on Rodrigo, too. And speaking of Rodrigo, once again, looks like he's off the track. Not real sure what happened there that got him there, but off the track, there's a look at Jerry Welch on the number 2 truck.
Jerry with a great run around the number 76 of Jesse Jones, who's puffing smoke, which could be the demise of something, transmission or motor-wise. So we'll see if Jones can keep it together all the way to the finish. And Carl airing it out huge over those front jumps, trying to get a run on Bryce.
Bryce really stretching out a little bit here. Got himself some breathing room. So if he can keep running the line, I don't see any real big-time pressure from Carl just yet. But Carl has that ability within the last couple of laps to really step it up a notch.
Well, what he'll do is he'll find your weakness if you have one, or find a spot where he's faster on the track. Here, flashing back to Lake Elsenore, Bryce throwing in the turn, breaks a little bit of traction, and here goes Todd Leduc and Carl Renesetter. So from first to third, he would end up on the podium, but that's probably a little bit about what he's thinking about in the back of his mind, that he's really got to drive a perfect race right now while he's leading. And you see right now, Carl up on the low, trying to find traction, trying to get that forward bite and make a chase after Bryce.
The E3 Spark Plugs has Bryce Menzies out front with a super clean truck. Can anybody catch him? Maybe Jeff Ward. How about Greg Adler? It'd be his first win. Come on back and find out. Welcome back for the conclusion of the Unlimited 2 race here at Surprise, Arizona. Round number 9 with Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. The top 3 guys going at it. An incredible race. The Super Clean sponsored truck, driven by Bryce Menzies, a young man with a lot of talent.
Greg, you're losing water. You got water coming out of that thing. Okay, she's done.
You said it was smoking pretty bad?
No, it wasn't smoking. It was blowing, pumping water out of it. The water temperature pegs, Greg?
Not right now.
Yeah, probably doesn't have any water in it. Did it for about 3 laps. Good run, though.
So a little miscommunication there. I wonder if Greg would have even pulled it off if he didn't think he was saying it was smoking.
Well, I'm not sure. When you're inside the truck and you have your spotter telling you there's problems, you got to pay attention. You don't want to frag an $80,000 motor. Maybe the wrong decision. We'll never know now, but this battle is heating up. Renesetter giving chase on Bryce Menzies.
These guys aren't fragging one, they're shagging one, man. They're getting after it right here, and Bryce has been dealing with the pressure of absolutely one of the best.
And Bryce has had good forward bite, good traction, good motor coming out of that turn. The corners, and Carl is closing in under braking.
That previous turn from where they're at right now is exactly where he gets a good run. If you watch him coming down the straightaway with a white flag out, by the way, he has a lot of breathing room right here. He is definitely bad fast. He just has to stay clean one more lap.
Not just clean, but super clean, right, Ken?
Absolutely right.
And he's doing a great job representing those sponsors. Super Clean, O'Neill, Fox Racing Shocks, and BF Goodrich. So right now, holding it down in front over the veteran Carl Renesetter and the Lucas Oil General Tire Machine. We'll see how it shakes out. Just a few corners to go.
Boy, the suspension on those trucks making that mogul area look clean and easy. But man, he bobbled right there. Is the window open? But this is where Bryce is fast. When he comes off of this turn, it's like coming out of a slingshot.
Nice, so he's got a little bit of breathing room. What will Carl do? He's gonna go outside and maybe try to slingshot around. Here he comes, but Bryce is gonna have the momentum as Carl steps out into the marbles. Bryce Menzies with another win on the season.
Carl driving it into that final turn as hard as he knew how. Back on board there with Jeff Ward, and how about Wardy? Wardy, who went all the way to the back of the pack, recovers, comes up here, and finishes on the podium in third place, one spot behind Carl Renesetter. He was only 4 points back before, so this one's going to go into round 10. Bryce Menzies, what an excellent run. Did not falter under the pressure, and once you're able to crack that code one time, man, you become very, very confident in your ability.
Definitely do, and here is your Mac Tools unofficial results. Menzies, Renesetter, and Ward coming from 15th back to the podium. Welchel, who started on the back row, in 4th, and then Ampudia rounding out top 5. Shout out to Robbie Pierce, who held it together for a top 6.
And line, guys. He's a local boy out of Mesa, Arizona, but Bryce Menzies, you showed up to surprise back in the spring, ran third in your first U2 race, then won on your second U2. Man, you're batting 2 for 3. Talk about this truck here today, because this thing was bad fast, man. You had to hold off Rennesetter there in that last restart.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't qualify that good. We went back, made changes. Sparky, my crew chief, made some great changes, great calls. You know, we just had to hold off Carl. I knew he was coming hard. I made a mistake and still was in the lead, so it just came in with the win. And Super Clean was out here. The guys from Super Clean is great. Thanks for sponsoring the truck and everything. BFG, Fox, it's great. Awesome win.
The bully dog, bully of the race. Call it for me, Cam.
Well, Bryce Menzies gets on the inside and does a little bumping and grinding. It's all door-to-door and legal. He's our bully dog, bully of the race.
Excellent time. He mentioned, by the way, the Super Clean peeps, Craig Reese here with us on the grounds. Hope he had a great time. There's a look at the points. Yeah, just 6 of them separating the top 2. Greg Adler just 32 back, still has a shot at it. Bryce Menzies squeezes in between 2 fast guys, Jerry Welchel and Rodrigo Ampudia. And a wild ride for Dale Dondell and also Matt Loyadice. And how about the winners?
Gotta love the winners. You love the crashes. As long as they walk away, it's all chaos. But that's what the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series is all about. Banging is racing.
This show has been produced by Lucas Oil Studios. For Rob Klepper and Cameron Steele, I'm Ken Stout. As we kiss you goodbye, go to lucasoiloffroad.com to find out more. Rise Arizona, ready to kick off the Unlimited 2 category with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. Awesome time, baby. 900 horsepower of smoke underneath the hood of these trucks, and Rob Klepper, you're looking pretty cool down there, brother.
Ken Stout, Cameron Steele, you guys enjoy that air conditioning. Down here it's about 95. U2's on the racetrack, and I'm gonna go with the 2, Jerry Welchel. He told me, dude, I love this racetrack. His favorite racetrack of the year. He loves surprise. They blew a motor in round number 9. He started at the tail, raced his way up to 4th. Today, qualified well. He's starting 6th with the invert, the 2 truck owned by Mark Potter. Going to the front, Jerry Welchel is my pick in U2.
Well, not a bad pick, Jerry. Always in the mix. And got to mention that his team, Porter Racing, Mark Porter, they are from Arizona, so this would be their hometown race.
Great, great team. Mark Porter, an awesome guy. On board with Carl Rennesetter. We'll get a good look there. Leading in the points, Jeff Ward, 2nd in the points. Right there in the hunt, worked his way up from 15th to 3rd. And then Greg Adler, 3rd in the points, pulled off a little earlier, 1 round ago because the truck was overheating. Here's a look at those points we just spoke of. Jerry Welchel and Bryce Menzies, fresh off a round 9 win, works his way into the top 5.
And take a look at our Super Clean starting grid. Wardy taking him to the green flag. He's on the pole. Rennesetter to the outside. And Robbie Woods, one of the young guns from Primm, Nevada. He starts on the 2nd row, and then taking a look farther back, Rodrigo Ampudia, Greg Adler, both fast. Robbie Pierce, Jeff Seifert in row 5, both first-time racers on this weekend. This is their 2nd round of racing.
Jeff Geiser, and of course that Geiser team, very experienced, starting off in the back row. Here we go.
So the spotter's calling the green. It looks like Wardy with just a nose over Carl Rennesetter. See how it stacks up into turn number 1, and it looks like Rennesetter with the drive from the outside, but here comes Wardy to defend on the inside. Little bit of rut action there. You saw Carl's truck set down just a bit, throws it into position, setting up for turn 3, and chaos. Oh, it looks like Welchel going around. He holds it together.
You got a broken tie rod, I think, Greg. Looks like something screwed up on the front end. Keep going, but it looks like you got a big toe-in problem.
He was talking to Greg Adler. Adler was on the inside, came back out. Welchel got into him. Now we've got Rodrigo Ampudia and Robbie Woods with heavy contact. Heck of a start here.
Robbie on the binders there as not to make contact. Maybe a problem with the truck. Let's take a look back and see what happened. Kind of looks like a domino effect, like maybe Robbie Woods checked up and everybody behind him had to. Oh, Adler gets a little push. Looks like maybe from Welchel.
The 2 truck right there, and Jerry not afraid to stand on the throttle, given an opportunity to drive by. Then Adler comes back out onto the track, and ironically enough, who's he hit?
It's Welchel, so.
It's Jerry Welchel, who helped turn him around.
A little bit of chaos to start off the Unlimited 2s, and Robbie Woods with his share.
Now Welchel back, hooked up on top of Greg Adler, standing on the throttle. Look at the rear tires.
That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen anybody do. That was intentional, John. That was totally intentional. I know it was. He was on the throttle.
And it looks like we got fluid inside the truck there with Adler.
And Greg trying frantically to get out of that thing.
So Welchel, number 2, up on top of Adler, and it looks like they got together in the corner, and it looked like Welchel stood on the throttle. Let's take another look.
Jerry Welchel, oh man, just plows into the back of Adler.
On the front straight, so maybe he checked up, gave him a little hit, and then a truck stopped on the inside, and Welchel gets into the back, but here's where
it gets a little off color. He stands on the throttle right here. It is very obvious, a very dangerous situation right there. He is just plowing the front end of that truck into the driver's side of the truck. Jerry Welchel, very hot right here, is ready to go fisticuffs. Guarantee you that's going to bring some
penalties, fines, something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pushing the officials is one thing you do not do at the races. Taking a look at it from inside Adler's truck. How's that shot? Truck tires in your window, and we'll talk about one more time. Robbie Woods on the binders as the knock to get into it. Welchel standing on the throttle. You can see the roost. Adler's binders all locked up on the brakes, and Welchel literally mounts Adler's number 10 truck inverted. A dangerous situation. And you see Jerry marching off. Tempers flare on the racetrack, but sometimes you gotta reel it in to keep it safe.
Guys catching up with Greg Adler. Greg, what happened out there? It looks like you and Welchel got together early, possibly, and then Welchel just drove into you there on that corner. You're upside down, and then obviously you guys not too happy with each other after.
No, not at all. You know, I don't know, off the start, you know, it's super slippery. I got hit. I got into him or got past him, and then he tagged me. So I'd have to watch the video on that. But what happened at the end is total bull. You know, it was a racing deal. He slammed me, and then he drives over me, puts me upside down. Truck's leaking gas all over me. So I lost a lot of respect for Jerry Welchel. I can understand trying to race hard, but that was just bull.
Well, good to see that you're out of the car and okay, dude.
Thanks.
Well, Ken, it's warm here in Arizona in more ways than one.
And the irony of it is, it was Welchel who put the bumper on him first. Hey, when we come back, we'll see if we can talk to the other side and Jerry Welchel. As we take a look at the trucks that are still out there on the track, we'll get it down to Rob Klepper, who's had the daunting task of trying to find Jerry Welchel.
Guys catching up with the two of Jerry Welchel. My pick to win this deal, and a lot of mayhem out on the racetrack. Looks like you're okay, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, it's like Greg Adler, he's supposed to be my MagnaFlow teammate. And I don't know, the start was just wet as wet can be, and here he comes ramming up through the crowd, smashing into everybody in turn 1. Almost starts a pileup in turn 2. I get back by him, and he just punches me right in the rear end and spins me out. So now I went from third to last on the second turn. I had a fast qualifying truck. I had a great truck. Our team's pumped, ready to win a race. And this bonehead comes flying through the crowd. Track wet as wet can be, and it's like, dude, give it a couple laps to calm down. So I wanted to smash the guy, you know, so whatever. I mean, I still wouldn't mind doing it, though, I tell you right now.
Well, I guess good to see that you're out and okay, bud.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
The telltale word, smash.
He's pretty angry, no doubt, so he was not happy about how Greg Adler started that race, and quite possibly we missed something at the very beginning of that race too, with Adler coming up there and getting within reach of him. So,
well, we are just TV dorks, and there you have it. So let's go back to racing. Unlimited 2s. We've seen a heck of a lot of action, but so much more racing to go. Carl Rennerzetter will lead Jeff Ward to the stripe and the green flag.
They fan out here as they look for racing room into turn number 1.
Wardy with the nose.
Somebody way sideways. Looked like it might have been Bryce.
You're clear, Jeff. You're clear. Clear by 1. Nice and smooth, but good laps together. Nice and smooth.
Oh, grabs the gear real quick.
As he drives into the whoops, good shot there from the Bully Dog onboard camera. And Wardy choosing his line a little bit up towards the top to carry momentum. Rennerzetter trying to sweep down at the bottom, get a run on him as we move back to third place. Look at this, Probe setting up to the inside of Menzies. Menzies with a line that usually carries the momentum, and it does work for Menzies once again as he gets some gap there on the E3 spark plugs truck of Kevin Probst.
Kevin Probst coming all the way from the Chicago area. Pretty long haul for him, but has been out here supporting the series all year long. Courtesy of E3 spark plugs. Great to have him out here.
And the Speed Technologies team continues to lead. A little bit of dust developing where the guys are setting their trucks up, and setting it up is Rodrigo Ampudia on the rookie Kevin Davis. Ampudia going to the inside, trying to take the line, and oh, contact as he comes up on two wheels, or up on the bicycle as we've said a time or two.
Yeah, and that turn two is very sketchy. It gets very narrow, very tight. Carl Rennesetter way sideways trying to hang on to it. Bryce Menzies doing everything he could to stay out of Carl Rennesetter.
Nice to see Bryce giving battle, but not playing dirty. Bryce is a really clean race car driver if you watch races, as is Carl. So these two guys can get together and do some real racing. It was just one round to go. Positions were flip-flop. Bryce was the winner and Carl was in second place.
Great overhead shot, by the way, but yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and Bryce, no fool. Carl's probably not the guy you want to run into because he's not going to go away anytime soon.
There you see Menzies looking to the inside. He's got to dive back out and try to slingshot from the outside in. I may have a little momentum built here as Carl sets up in turn 3 as they head into the whoops, but Carl gapping him as a bit as we get into this vicious mogul section.
You can hear him up on the chip there. It was cool to see Carl setting that truck up, knowing that he was going to go through the air sideways, land, and be set for the next turn. Of course, when you do that, you got to be standing on the throttle because otherwise you'll hook an edge and go for a ride.
You're looking at the Pappas and Beer Tecate truck of Rodrigo Ampudia, who is waging a bit of war there with Jeff Seifert and Carl Rennesetter. Where'd he come from?
He went completely around somehow, some way. Oh, we'll go back and take a look at it. Him and Bryce real close, and this time Bryce not able to stay out of him there, but I think Carl hit a slick spot, had to check up. Bryce had nowhere to go.
Also shout out the blue, all blue number 76 machine of Jesse Jones in the mix there as well. So a lot of trucks doing battle right now.
Baby, what a race, man.
Does the action ever stop? And Wardy, the Speed Technologies truck, he leads them. Followed by Kevin Probst in the E3 spark plugs truck, and then the number 7 super clean machine of Bryce Menzies. And here it is, Jesse Jones rocking 4th place and going to the outside there a bit. Rodrigo to the inside. Jesse Jones, one of the great guys of off-road racing, always having fun, always willing to go for it, and all of a sudden he pulls up lame. Motor, tranny, something. He's off, running 4th. And he pulls off the track.
So tough break for Jesse Jones. Yeah, you're right. Super guy, awesome wife, the entire team. Always good times in the pits with him. Jeff Ward leads them with the E3 spark plugs top 5, trying to earn some points. Welcome back to Speed World Off-Road Park Round 10, Unlimited 2 category. Jeff Ward trying to close the points gap on Carl Rennesetter. As we leave here, we'll go to Primm for the final 2 rounds of the season. Wardy having a great run so far. Right behind him, Kevin Probst, a little bit out of shape going into turn 1 there as he tries to stay out of Wardy. Here comes Bryce Menzies right up beside Probst and Rodrigo Ampudia.
Ampudia sticking his nose in. Rodrigo so fast, so confident. Seems like he's just been off a tick this weekend here at Surprise for some reason.
Back in 6th place, Carl Rennesetter went all the way around just before the mandatory caution. Now has to try to scratch his way back up to the front. Jeff Seifert right there, brand new competitor in the 95 truck. He comes across Carl.
Carl does a good job getting on the brakes, repositioning, gets passed by Gary Hart. And
that it looked like a left front shock. You see the gas, the fluid, the oil shooting out of somebody's shock.
It definitely did, so contact there. The beginning of it, here we go. Looks like Kerry and Robbie Woods, and boom, it looks like Carl's left front. Or no, it's coming off the 30 of Robbie Pierce.
Yeah, off the right rear.
Right rear shock, so Robbie's Fox shock taking an impact, and oh!
Man, Ward just barely saving that one.
You're clear, you're clear, you're clear. Go, 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 go. Keep
Kevin
digging, keep
Probst
digging.
is
Go
your
get 'em.
leader, and here comes Rodrigo Ampudia in second place. Bryce Menzies diving to the inside of third. So Rodrigo, who I said has kind of not been in the mix as much this weekend as we've seen in the past, all of a sudden he's right there.
Does Kevin hit him right? Oh no, Kevin never touched him. Ward got up on the inside berm right there, and it launched the right side of the truck up in the air. Great save, by the way.
Nice save by Wardy. Also nice driving by Probst, who could have given a little bit of throttle and helped him
a
over.
little bit.
Yeah,
But you know,
helped him over.
Kevin has never done that in his career. Actually, I think there's plenty of times when he could have done that and everybody would have been okay with it, but he's never driven that way. Bryce Menzies doing a great job here again, hanging on in second. Can Rodrigo pull off his first career win in the Unlimited 2 category? If he does, he's got his work cut out for him. With Ward behind him and Bryce Menzies ahead of him, and of course Kevin Probst, he's not going to want to give it up. Great racing action out here in the Unlimited 2 category. Stay with us. Going at it, man. Who's going to get the win here in Surprise, Arizona? We're at Speed World Off-Road Park, and Rob Klepper, you're next.
Well, guys, keep an eye on that Papas and Bear truck, number 36, of Rodrigo and Pudi. And I finished 5th here in round number 9, but they told me they had electrical issues in later stages in that event. They stayed up till midnight to get that thing fixed, change everything. They still don't know what the problem is, but they do know that they fixed it. Right now, Rodrigo looking pretty good, running in that 3rd spot.
Almost 3 wide right there. Rodrigo sticking his nose in.
Rodrigo looking for room. Bryce looking for space on Probst. Now, Bryce feeling the pressure from Rodrigo is going to have to push the issue with Probst, so this is when it gets dicey. Couple guys pushing hard from the back. Now, Probst trying to keep his ground, and he goes wide, pushing into that corner, carrying too much speed, gives the spot to Bryce Menzies. So now Bryce makes the move, and look at this.
That's exactly what I said earlier. There are times when they think Kevin should drive a little more aggressively. This might have been one of those times. Right up beside the door, he checks up because he didn't want to cause the big wreck. Bryce would have been in a very dangerous situation. Kevin chose to let it go.
Now here's something weird. Ampudia and Ward getting together. Yeah, that's really weird, but it looks like this time it has taken out Rodrigo Ampudia's truck, and ooh, he is hot inside the cab. I see fists flying at the steering wheel.
Very rarely see that at him, by the way. I mean, the fire burns hot, don't get me wrong, but very frustrated inside of that truck. Jeff Ward out here again. Oh, and a right front flat is going to slow him down.
So contact between Wardy and Ampudia puts Ampudia out with a broken truck, it looks like, and a flat tire as we come to the white flag for Jeff Ward, who is trying to make good in this points race, and Menzies out front.
Looking on your inside, looking on your inside. You got a flat right front. Keep digging, keep digging.
All right, so Wardy's crew telling him on the radio that he's got a right front flat. That's Jeff Geiser just in front of him, who is not on the lead lap currently. And Wardy trying to milk this around for a top 3, and right now he is ahead of Carl Renezetter. Bryce Menzies looking to sweep the weekend.
How about that? I thought Kevin Probst had a right rear going down, but everything looking good right there.
Keep going, Jeff, keep going. You're clear by 15. Carl's coming, let's go.
So his crew letting him know he's clear by 15, but Carl Renezetter is on the charge, and a couple more corners to go. 1 corner here for Bryce.
That's first and second of the points, obviously, between Wardy and Renezetter. Bryce, man, he could really make a nice move in points this weekend with back-to-back wins. Congratulations to Bryce in the Super Clean truck. Kevin Probst in second, the E3 truck. Can Wardy hang on? Here comes Renezetter.
Hanging it out.
Carl's coming around the outside. Can he get in? No, it's not going to happen. Renezetter could smell blood, but he was not able to pull it off.
Jeff Ward with the flat right front, able to keep that Bully Dog Speed Technologies truck on the podium, but it's the super clean
Donuts,
O'Neill
baby.
Fox machine that will be your winner, Menzies.
I'm smelling donuts.
Darn straight celebrating the win, and Bryce running a number 46 sticker inside of his number 7 for his brother-in-law's younger brother who recently passed away. So the family here with a heavy heart, but Bryce bringing home the wins, paying respect, running the sticker.
I had a chance to talk to Bryce eye to eye. Of course, I had to stand on a box to do that. He's about 6'4". He's a big man, a young man, but getting it done out here today. Kevin Probst in second place. Great run for Kevin. Awesome guy. And Wardy making some points up on Carl Rennezetter. That's what it's all about, man. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll talk to our winner, Bryce Menzies. Out here at Surprise, Arizona with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series powered by Geico Power Sports. All the professional classes being contested here. Round 10. Let's take a look at our Geico Power Sports race recap.
The Unlimited 2s definitely did not disappoint. It got started with Welchel and Adler getting together and then finishing off with one truck on top of another.
Tempers were flaring, no doubt. They were hot. And then it was Wardy with a chance at a win. Unfortunately, hits the inside berm, opens up the door for Kevin Probst to take the lead.
Contact would send Carl Rennezetter back in the field, and Bryce Menzies would make the move on the inside. Against a very clean racing Kevin Probst, Menzies would take the checkers.
Let's get it down to Rob.
Getting the thumbs up from Kevin Probst. Bryce Menzies bringing out the broom and sweeping the weekend here in Surprise. Now, I know you're born in Mesa, so this has to be extra special for you, bud.
Oh, it's awesome. We had a ton of people out here watching us and stuff, and what an awesome race. I mean, battling, I went back to like 5th or something, and we were hitting, banging, people were flipping. You know, it's awesome out here in Speed World. The track's great and just super clean. Everybody helps in BFG, Fox, it's great, awesome. 2 wins in a row, baby.
All right, our bully dog bully of the race. No shocker here.
Well, maybe the mad dog of the race. Your bully dog bully of the race, Jerry Welchel, trying to get through the officials to Greg Adler.
He had some ice hockey skills working there for a minute. All right, your point standings. Carl Rennezetter ahead of Jeff Ward just by 3 points, man. It'll go down to the final 2 rounds. Greg Adler still got a shot, but it's out there.
Well, it's a long shot, to say none the least, but great racing. I can't wait for the last round at Primm, where we will unleash all of these beasts and decide who our champions will be. Great racing from all our winners this weekend. Great action, unbelievable as the season progresses into the last weekend.
Welcome to the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series, powered by Geico Power Sports. Welcome to the Las Vegas area. We're in Primm, Nevada on a spectacular day. The weather couldn't be any better. Ken Stout, Cameron Steele with you. The breeze blowing out here. There's horsepower in the air. It's cool. It's crisp. This is what we want the last 2 rounds.
Definitely, and it's coming down to a shootout. And one thing we got to know right out of the gate, this track is very tricky. And yes, you may have seen it before, but we have added more to the rhythm section and a very flat turn number 4. There will be a lot of chaos going on here today.
All right, let's talk about the categories we're going to see here. For starters, how about the Unlimited 2 battle? It is 3 points deep between first and second place. Carl Rennezetter looking to win another championship. It would be his 6th career championship, but the rookie's right on his tail.
He definitely is, and if you remember Jeff Ward coming out of the gate, spinning out in turn 1 the first time we were here, we first kicked off the season, well, he sure has rebounded great. He's right there in position. He's in the catbird seat, kind of. You know, he's right there 3 points away, and Wardy has the skill, as does Carl. It's going to be a heck of a battle.
By the way, Rob Naughton will also be debuting a brand new Unlimited 2 truck. We look forward to seeing how he will do there. But enough of us right now. Let's go racing, but first, let's bring you up to speed with highlights from earlier this year. Carl Rennezetter entered the 2009 season with a staggering 76 short course victories. Adding to his total with wins in rounds 1 and 2, he established himself as the man to beat. Motorcycle Hall of Famer Jeff Ward's amazing career encompasses several racing disciplines, including motocross, supermoto, and IndyCar racing. A smooth transition into short course off-road racing, and this, his rookie year, along with consistent strong finishes, has him fighting for the season title. Rennezetter, a season of spectacular wins, combined with a handful of disappointing results, holds a slim lead over the one-time Indy 500 runner-up. Wardy experienced his first victory in round 6, and now has a championship within his grasp. It all comes down to this, the final race for these motorsports legends. All right, let's take a look at the points here. Carl Rennezetter ahead of Jeff Ward by just 3 points. Greg Adler, Jerry Welchel, Bryce Menzies all mathematically in it. Jerry Welchel not in competition here today, though, as he was DQ'd for 2 events coming out of Surprise.
unlimited two-wheel drive trucks, 800-plus horsepower, 21 trucks taking the green flag. You're looking at Carl Renesetter on board with him. He will be starting third. Not a great qualifying session for him, but still in the top 3, and there are a lot of points available, including getting a point halfway through the race at the mandatory yellow. And Ken, you were able to catch up with him earlier and find out what he's thinking as he goes into these final 2 rounds.
Carl Renesetter, you've got a chance to make history here in 2009. You could do what nobody else has ever done.
Yeah, it's we've been here before, 4 times as a matter of fact. So, you know, I'm not counting my chickens at all. I'm not even really thinking about the points that much this weekend. I'm really taking a little bit different approach than I have in the past. I'm coming out to win. I'm coming out to win all 4 races, control my own destiny. And to be honest with you, I want to win.
Let's talk about the Jeff Ward battle. Does it make it a little bit easier when somebody's within 3 points of you to just go out and race for the win?
Yeah, I think a lot of that may play a little bit into it, but you know, because you're not trying to protect points, we're just going out to race. And you know, Rob McCachran's here this weekend. I want to race with him. I'm a adrenaline junkie. What can I say? I'm all about the rush, man. I want to go tooth and nail with him. You know, Todd LeDuc and Jeff Ward and Bryce Menzies is really getting up to speed. Robert Naughton's out here for the first time. He's showing some real promise, and you know, there's a lot of fast guys, of course, not to mention Rodrigo and other guys that I've forgotten about. But you know, it's very competitive, and you know, it's all about the race and the battle. I've always said that, and that's what I'm all about.
Always great spending some time with Carl Renesetter, but I must say he's as nervous coming into this weekend as I've ever seen him, at least starting this morning. Yesterday the truck ran good, but today he was a bit off the pace in practice. We're going to take you on board with Jeff Ward. You'll be looking out of the back of his truck. You can see starting there in 4th place, he'll be right beside Carl. So as we take a look at our super clean starting grid, it's amazing how things always line up.
Fast qualifiers, Todd LeDuc and Bryce Menzies up front. Of course, Bryce, the young buck at 22 years of age. Taking a look through the field here, Rob McCachran, who ran without a transponder in qualifying on accident, will start in the back, but he was the quickest in practice.
Kerry Hart back in there. And, of course, Kevin Probst, always keep your eyes on him. Evan Evans has come within just a couple of points on a couple of different occasions in his career of winning championships. So he is tough. Now let's go down to Rob Klepper.
Well, thanks a lot, Kent. Down on Limited 2's taken to the racetrack. You want to know who my pick is, my friend? Well, it's going to be Carl Renesetter. He starts inside row number 2. It's been 6 rounds. That's right, 6 rounds since he visited Victory Lane. He qualified 3rd, and he is the current points leader. But guess what today? He's right behind one of his arch rivals, Todd LeDuc. The last time we saw LeDuc, he won both rounds, Sunday and Saturday. Hey, the 8 is out in front. Menzies on the front row. I'm going to take Carl Renesetter to win today in U2.
A great overhead shot there. We'll show you that all day long. Bryce Menzies in the 7 truck, the super clean truck, coming off back-to-back victories. Gets the early start. He's going to be tough to beat. Oh, we've already got a spinner. The 77 truck of Dan Vanden Heuvel, the Flying Dutchman.
Ooh, and a bad move there almost for Robbie Woods in the Lucas Oil Slick Miss machine. He goes around the outside, almost gets high center, but right now you can see how slippery this track is. There's a lot of hard pack. The blue groove is going to come into play. The water on top of it makes it like ice skating in a truck. So right now, Bryce Menzies, you see there in the purple number 7 Super Clean, going to the outside, grabbing some traction up on the edge. You see him working the corner. This is turn number 3, then LeDuc, and then, of course, the guy that's battling with Carl Renesetter for the points in the Bully Dog Speed Technologies truck, Jeff Ward.
Yeah, and it was amazing, too, to see Bryce's truck do that turn, rolling over, getting on the sway bar, hooking up. It was actually picking up that inside front tire, so he was hooked up. Unfortunately for Carl Renesetter, he's not so hooked up. It looks like he's going backwards as the very fast all year long Greg Adler is going to take a spot away.
And Greg up on that edge, up on the cushion, getting traction and pushing forward, so getting past Carl. And I know that Rob picked Carl, and I love Carl, and you can see his mud eater there. Working for him, getting him clear vision, but I don't think right now it's a great pick for Carl to win because he's got to be conservative as well with the points.
Well, he was also well off the pace this morning. By the way, there's a look at Robert Naughton in that green truck. Brand new to the category, of course, the champion coming out of the Unlimited lights. They go 3 wide back there, but Scott Bailey got him a ride as he jumped in, helped out Parker Grabowski in the Unlimited light category, and now finds himself in an Unlimited 2 right there behind Rodrigo Ampudia, and the 4-time champ, Rob McEachran, who is a driver's driver. That is as good an off-road driver and desert driver as you will find anywhere on this planet. Rob Klepper talking to me a little more about Bryce.
Well, can we take a look at that super clean number 7 driven by Bryce Menzies? Now, no one has gone 3 in a row in Unlimited 2, and Menzies coming off a great weekend. The final weekend in Surprise a few rounds ago, 2 wins in a row. If he wins today, he'll be the first guy this year to win 3 in a row. Menzies has been very tough. Now, unfortunately, he did miss the first 2 rounds here in Primm to kick off the year, so he's not very high up in the points. But right now, he's holding off a very tough competitor in Todd LeDuc. Menzies looking good so far.
And Cam, you race out of that camp. I mean, that kid's pretty dedicated. Oh, big time hit. Rob McEachran all the way around. And now almost stuck. That will cost him a lot of position. Start off in the back. He's going to go right back to the back.
Wow, and Rob Mack, I mean, really, take a look here. Comes, gets into him. No fault of Rob's, he just gets collected up. Now watch him get on the gas to try to keep the truck from tipping over. Very thoughtful. The driver has to be in tune with what's going on at all times. A great save by Rob Mackey.
When in doubt, baby, stand on it. Hey, there's a look at your top 5 courtesy of E3 Spark Plugs for the Unlimited 2 category. Trucks. And yes, we are in round number 11. It's the final 2 rounds of the season. Evan Evans and Mike Johnson going at it. Evan Evans, keep in mind, all hand controls, a paraplegic, but he is bad fast. He's nearly won the championship in this category on a couple of different occasions.
And Mike Johnson has shown really great driving skills this year. And you can see that the track they're working with is very icy. You saw Evan actually rotating back and forth just a little bit. And there you see Mike Johnson trying to get in that middle groove. The truck behind him going all the way to the outside. It's very hard packing. Oh, look at this, dangerous. Carl Renesetter.
On your outside.
Absolutely no hookup whatsoever.
Nobody is coming out the outside. The track's getting better, and as it gets better, you'll go faster. Can't lose any more positions. You got a big gear behind you. You gotta go forward.
I can't hook up. I got nothing.
He's right on your outside. Just went by.
Still off.
You got one behind you. The track's gonna start coming to you.
You heard him there.
It's gonna be all right.
The track is going to start coming to Carl Renesetter. Carl's saying he's not hooking up. Now remember, we talked about how slippery this track is. Right now it is working for Bryce Menzies and his tire choice. While it's wet, but when the track dries, a lot of the drivers have set up their tires to come in later in the race, and that's what Carl's crew is saying. The tires are going to come to him as it gets more dry and more hard packed.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, it was just a day ago when this track was dry that Carl qualified 3rd. He comes out here today. They put a lot of water down, and he just doesn't have the cut on the tire right now. We're early on in this race. He is expecting that track to come back to him. By the way, Justin Davis there on the left side of your screen, one of the young kids in this category, has done a great job as we watch Kevin Probst in the E3 sponsored truck trying to get around him. Boy, I'll tell you, Justin hanging right in there.
It's like a dance on ice. You can see him sliding back and forth, trying not to get into each other's lines. Very slippery, tough track to work with. And Probst looking to the inside. You see him wedging it, trying to find the traction, but without wanting it to break free in the rear. And you see Probst stepping way out, actually getting a challenge from the rear instead of going forward towards Justin Davis.
Good point, too, out of Justin Davis. Has an engine inside of that truck that's actually a little underpowered, so it will actually be more efficient on a track like this than will an 850-plus horsepower motor.
And we're talking here now, the battle for 5th. This is Rodrigo Ampudia and the Papa Zafir truck leading the red and white truck, drifting the corner. Carl Renesetter, they're battling for 5th place. Now remember, Carl needs to get as many points as he can to have as much cushion as possible on Jeff Ward, and just the opposite for Wardy, who's leading Carl right now. He's gaining points, so this battle really developing for the final round.
Steve Serapis and Evan Evans. Evan Evans in the Speedco sponsored machine there. And I spoke with Evan before the race. He said, I don't care anything about points. He says, all I care about is winning. He said, I'm here to upset everything I possibly can. I don't care if I get beside Renesetter, I get beside Ward. I'm driving through them. I'm going to the front. I want to win.
And you see him going way outside to way inside Mike Johnson, who's a former rally racer, right
great driving job this weekend by Steve Serafis in the Corona Extra number 6. Steve says we've made some huge changes with the setup of the truck. I know he's been working with the Fox Racing Shocks guys. He said the truck is the best it has ever been, and it's shown in his qualifying, his practice. Oh, contact! Evan gets into the back of him. Contact is a part of our sport. Where the officials don't like it, Ken, is when you go corner to corner inside of the corner. So if you're ramming the guy and spinning him out right there in a straight line through the whoops, all is fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, Evan, not afraid of some contact. He will race you hard. The mandatory caution comes out. 1 bonus point will go to Bryce Menzies. Congratulations to him for that. Todd LeDuc earned a bonus point for qualifying number 1. The bonus points, though, to Wardy and Carl Renesetter, well, they're going to have to earn those in finishing positions. Stay with us. We'll find out how they do. Presented by Toyota Tundra. Bryce Menzies, a 7 truck, ready to bring him back around for the official restart. Here comes the Super Clean machine. He has been bad to the bone. Beautiful overhead shot right there.
And Booty is on your inside. And Booty is on your inside. Nice and smooth, Jeff.
And those two guys have been glued together all year long.
Go, 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 go. Keep it going. On your outside, you're clear outside. He's looking on the inside. Keep going, keep digging on your inside.
Oh, and Carl Renesetter spins out. This could be huge.
Got him, clear.
Ward in the top 5.
Well, you better stay straight. Do whatever you can. Get as many positions back. Never know what'll happen still. Oh, I know, but all you can do is drive. That's all you can do. We can't quit. We gotta go.
Way up in the fluff.
Yeah, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Carl is in the back of the pack. Nice and smooth. Carl's in last place.
And there it is. I mean, that's the point scenario right there. Another look at what happened to Carl. Carl into that turn. Looks like he had to check up just a little bit.
Got a little help there from Mike Johnson, possibly.
But it looked like he had to check up because the truck was going to over-rotate. Mike Johnson hits the turn perfectly. Is not expecting Carl Renesetter to slow down in front of him. Probably standing on the gas. Just a bad, bad situation.
And Evan Evans in the mix consistently. We've been seeing Robert not in there. Oh, looks like maybe onboard fire.
Oh, yeah, black smoke out of that one. Not looking good for Kevin Probst.
All the trucks equipped with onboard fire extinguisher systems that can pull the pin and put the fire out, or at least suffocate it with enough time to get out of the truck, and then the safety crews will be on it. Bryce Menzies, 2 wins at the last 2 rounds in Surprise, Arizona, driving the Super Clean O'Neill sponsored machine, and it's a full course yellow for this fire, or at least what looks like a fire with Kevin Probst, but you see all the safety crews on board.
Well, he's in a very dangerous spot right there by that rhythm section, so to get safety over there, they have to be careful. It looks like Naughton might have picked up a banner there, and right in front of him is Jeff Ward. I had a chance to speak with Wardy earlier today.
What an impressive first year. I mean, we've been calling you a rookie. You're no rookie of any sorts when it comes to racing. There's so much knowledge inside of that head. You have so much experience. But when you come out here, just how different is it compared to all the stuff you've done previously?
Well, I think racing's racing in general. Your mindset on what somebody's doing, you know, where they're at in the track, where you need to be. So I think I've always had that since motocross. So transfer over to Indy cars. I'm a good racer, but it always takes time to learn the vehicle you're racing. So that's the biggest thing in this series. You know, once I get in the racing, I'm pretty good because I can see where everybody's going. I can pre-predict everything that's going to happen, but it's setting up the car and learning what the car wants, learning what the tires want. You know, I'm still behind the 8 ball. I think still behind a lot of the competitors here that have been racing for years. So I'm just trying to catch up, and you know, it's my first year. I'm not caught up yet, and I don't know if I'll even be caught up next year, but I'm pretty excited to be where we're at right now in the series.
Let's talk about this championship run. You've got 2 rounds to get it done. You're 3 points out. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, to be this close to Carl is pretty amazing. That guy's extremely talented and fast every track he goes to. So, yeah, he's had some bad luck, and I haven't had any. It's put me kind of up there. I think Carl's probably got more of the speed on me. But once you get into the race, it's like, you know, anything can happen, and that's what's gotten me where I'm at. So I just got to hope that I make the right moves, and you know, things happen, and I can get ahead of Carl and stay ahead of him. So that's kind of the main goal this weekend, is just him and I are going to be like kind of got our eyes glued on each other, and not hoping any bad luck, but just kind of, you know, hoping that we're ahead of one another.
Don't count him out, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of experience in the eyes behind those sunglasses. He's only 3 points out with 2 rounds to go.
Well, if it ended right now, Jeff Ward will be your points leader. We'll be back with more of the stars of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series and the conclusion. Who will leave leading the points?
Racing Series presented by Toyota Tundra. We had to bring up the caution flag, full course caution for a fire that Kevin Probst had. So another restart here. Todd LeDuc right there keeping the pressure on Bryce Menzies and the super clean truck as they take the green flag. The big story, of course, Jeff Ward up here in the front in the top 5. Carl Rennesetter turned around, dead last, has to close that gap to stay in the points hunt.
The Bully Dog on board there. Lots of roost flying, something the drivers have to contend with. Look at all these trucks through that rhythm section. And turn number 2 has consistently been tricky. If you get down on the inside, there's a tendency to over-rotate. But right there, lots of drivers moving very well through there, including Rodrigo Ampudia, who continues to move forward in this race. Right now battling for that 3rd position next to the 4-wheel part truck. There you have a look. They're the second 2 trucks together, and Ampudia gets the nose as Todd LeDuc goes to the lead as well.
Todd LeDuc with the Rockstar Energy drink truck. Of course, up here he's been out 2 races previous, won both of those races, trying to make it 3 races now that he's come out for to see if he can make it 3 in a row for himself, and now taking the spot away from a very talented kid. Bryce Menzies so fast, and right behind him, Rodrigo Ampudia has had a great weekend. He loves this racetrack. He's always been fast here, either in an unlimited light or the unlimited 2. Oh. Robert Nutt up and off the backside of the turn.
Keeps it together in the Canada all-natural pep foods truck and has to safely get around those tractors. But back to the front, Bryce Menzies is not giving up. And hey, Rodrigo right in the mix, taking a look back. It looks like Naughton just got roosted. He was on the top of the line there. Maybe couldn't see exactly where it was going. Also, the sun is a factor as they turn back that direction. So, woo! Got some racing here for the lead.
And Menzies taking a look back at Todd, showing, man, I got a little something.
But Todd LeDuc back out front, 3rd event with the LOORS Series and 3rd win. But talk about that race, man. You and Menzies were getting it on, bud.
That was not an easy race. You know, at the beginning, I just played it smart. Bryce was flat out faster than me. He was getting it to the track. He was driving great, making no mistakes, and I just gave him some space, let him breathe, and I didn't want to clog up my radiators. But, dude, when this Rockstar Ford comes on at the end with our Toyo tires, Makita tools, watch out.
How about this track today? I mean, it was very fast with the lights were out there earlier today, and then it seemed like they watered it, made it even faster, and everybody seemed kind of the same speed like you said early on, but that second half of that race, it got crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was just Bryce. He left the door open for me on the inside, man. I came into turn 1 a couple times on 2 wheels, you know, and, you know, I was committed. You know, fear isn't in my brain, so I got him, and he made a little mistake on that last lap. My dad's like, you got 5, 6 car lengths, and awesome. 3 for 3 in LOORS.
And our Bully Dog, bully of the race, going to Todd LeDuc.
Making him out to be somewhat of a bad guy, just taking lines and breaking hearts. A great job by Todd, moving to the front of the pack and taking the checkers.
All right, we'll take a look at the points here. Carl Rennesetter with that last lap pass on Jeff Ward. On him and spread it out just a little bit, but it will go down to the final round. After coming off back-to-back wins, Bryce Menzies puts it up on the podium again for the 4th time this year, and Rob's with him.
Good side-by-side racing. I mean, you guys were out there racing clean, no banging wheels. It had to be fun to know that you could race that clean with a guy like Todd LeDuc.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Todd drives clean sometimes, and you know, it sucks when you're that you can lean on somebody or run hard with this guy. So it's all Todd LeDuc. Ran a great race and super clean. VFG, everybody helps us. Fox, thanks a lot.
Another podium finish, guys, for Bryce Menzies.
We're in Primm, Nevada, about a half hour from the famous Las Vegas Strip on a cold and very windy day in the desert for the Geico Power Sports Primm Championship Showdown, presented by E3 Spark Plugs. And these fans are ready to watch their favorite drivers go play in the dirt. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Weber. What starts in Vegas ends in Vegas. The inaugural season of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series began right here in April with the best off-road racers in the country. This is short course off-road racing in a stadium environment. It's a pleasure to be back alongside Wally Dallenbach and Cameron Steele. And Wally, you know what it's like to come to the track on race day, having the championship within reach.
Yeah, when you're leading the points, all you're thinking about is all the things that can go wrong and will go wrong. So what you have to do is not worry about that. You got to go out and do your job and try to beat the guys that are running for the championship. The guys in second place, they got nothing to lose, so they can go for it, and it's almost a better position to be in because you can just go out, not worry about the scenarios. So really, the guys first and second points, they're just concentrating on beating the other guy, and the championship will take it, you know, it'll fall into place.
Well, veteran driver Carl Redesenter has a chance to add a page to the record book. He could become the first driver in history to win both the two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive championship in the same season. But Cameron, to do that, he has to conquer this very tough course that you've already been on this weekend.
And it is a tough track, our version of the Octagon, because short course racing is, of course, a full contact sport. The real thing going on here is we have a lot of wind, and it's drying the track out very quickly. So picking a tire is going to be difficult for all of these drivers, especially Carl Redesenter, who didn't have great qualifying in either the two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Remember, we're talking 800 plus horsepower, trying to put traction to the ground, and as the wind blows, it goes from very slippery wet to track and a little bit of blue groove, so they're going to have some traction to deal with, so they're going to be looking for the high lines possibly, and everybody trying to find the favorite line is going to be drama. And let's not forget, we have this rhythm section here in Primm. Years past, it was 6 rollers, now it is 8 virtual double jumps where you can also triple. It's going to be very tricky there.
Next up, the Unlimited 2s and Carl Redesenter racing after history. Power Sports Primm Championship Showdown presented by E3 Spark Plugs. Getting ready to watch the Unlimited 2s. Bill Weber along with Wally Dallenbach and Cameron Steele and our NBC Race family. Ready to go racing. And the story here, Carl Redesenter. He has a chance to win 2 championships in short track off-road racing in the same season.
You know, if he pulls it off, that is going to be a very cool thing. But you got to figure all these other guys out there don't want him to pull it off because they would love to do something like that. So he's got a lot of bullets to dodge.
But look where he is on the starting grid, 9th.
Not a great qualifying for Carl. And speaking of great qualifying, Rob McCachran, one of perennial favorites on the front row. Last year he was teammates with Bryce Menzies, who's right next to him in the Super Clean number 7. And he's the young buck of the series at 22 years of age, so an interesting, good qualifying up front. But Carl has his work cut out for him. A lot of great drivers and a lot of guys that aren't afraid to bang, including that red and white truck you're looking at right there behind Rob McCachran. That is Rodrigo Ampudia in the Pappas and Beer truck. He will throw down at a moment's notice, and he is willing to stick
going
it
green
in.
the next time by, Jeff. Get nice and comfortable. Make sure your wheel's straight, tight. Tug on your belt. Take a couple deep breaths. Nice, clean
Jeff Ward carrying the onboard camera as well.
He's a chaser.
That's right.
He's going after it, and he's got nothing to lose. And I think that's more fun coming into a race like this than a championship deal, because when you're leading, you know, you've got everything to lose. But if you're chasing, you can just go out and have fun, and it doesn't matter.
And looking at the points here, Jeff Ward needs 2 trucks between he and Carl Redesenter. So he needs to finish in front of him, have 2 trucks between him and Carl to win this championship.
Going to be very tricky. They step slowly out of turn 4, coming to the green.
No, somebody's already going around.
Looks like Robbie Pearson, the number 30 Mastercraft
got
truck.
guys all over the place going off. Oh!
I just mentioned Rodrigo Ampudia, not afraid to put it anywhere, and the 36 is off track.
He does have a tendency to bring a little extra excitement to the event, doesn't he?
He definitely brings flair to it at all times. And just really quickly, Bryce Menzies had a terrible first corner, I think, contact with Rodrigo, and he's moved way back in the pack.
There you see Ward and Todd LeDuc. That's the race for second. And just behind them, Rob Naughton in a U2. That's a developing story, Kelly.
Robert Naughton really wants to prove himself in this U2 class, but he told me when he got into the truck for the first time just 1 week ago that he had to pinch himself because he couldn't believe it was finally happening. He also said it's really important for him to prove himself against the guys that he used to race and beat in the U light class, which includes Rodrigo Ampudia. He really has his sights set on him today.
And he's mixing it up with some of the experienced guys as well.
Great shot.
Pretty amazing not being able to jump in an 800 horsepower machine after driving that 4-cylinder just one race and go. And Carl Redesenter trying to keep it clean. He's also trying to stay right within reach of 40.
Oh! Adler, Ampudia.
Evans.
And Pudia involved again.
I told you he's wild. He's willing to go for it.
They're going to black flag Ampudia. Ampudia's getting black flagged. Right side, Greg, right side.
You see damage there to Greg's truck.
He's had a rough couple of weeks.
I'm not sure I'm going to really agree with that call. That wasn't a blatant hit on Greg Adler from Ampudia. I think those guys just went in the corner and Adler got a little bit boxed in, and Ampudia was coming. I don't think that was intentional.
I'd have to agree with you. It looked like Adler may have stepped out a little bit in the four-wheel parts machine, and Ampudia was just there to collect them. But, oh, speaking of collection,
Bryce Menzies.
Yeah.
Collection of inversion. We're going to go full course yellow here. Oh!
What?
Evan Evans maybe not seeing the yellow out, maybe a little bit too much speed coming up behind someone and had to make a off-track excursion. And
he better gas it.
He's driving with hand controls. He's paralyzed in a motorcycle accident when he was younger. And his dad, of course, the legendary Walker Evans.
And Evan gets it back out on the racing surface, and they get Bryce Menzies back over on all four tires. Disappointing day for him, but had the big weekend down in Surprise, Arizona with the back-to-back wins. Under caution here in Primm. McCachran leads. Ward is second. Carl Rennesenter sixth on the track, and right now out of the championship lead. Championship showdown. The Unlimited 2's on the track. Rob McCachran is the race leader. Right behind him is Jeff Ward. Carl Rennesenter is in sixth. If the race ended here, Ward would be the champion. Green flag in the air. They're racing again at Primm.
And Wardy with the challenge on the inside. It looks like Todd Leduc trying to make a move in the number 8 machine. You remember Jeff Ward, of course, the 1997 Rookie of the Year in the IRL and second place in the Indy 500 one time. Of course, X Games gold medalist. He's basically won on everything, and let us not forget the motocross success that he had with AMA championships.
Very versatile driver as Evans goes around a quick loop, but he gets it back going forward, and I don't think he lost a whole lot of positions there.
McCachran with a good restart is the race leader. Ward runs second. Again, Ward chasing Rennesenter in the points. Rennesenter is 4 positions behind Ward right now on the track.
Different lines there. You see Leduc going all the way to the outside, touching the cushion just a bit.
Not hanging right there in 4th spot. Pretty impressive run.
Definitely a great debut there in the Canaday all-natural pet food truck. And I like the fact that he chose green, but while he isn't, don't people have a superstition about green race cars?
They used to, but money is green, so I never had an issue with that.
But he's definitely the only green truck on the course, and you see a good look there at the number 3. Jeff Ward doing a good job using multiple lanes of racing in that Speed Technologies Bully Dog truck.
Oh, he just pulled the whole windshield wiper system right off his helmet, and he's got no tear off, so that could be a problem, Cameron, or you think it'll be all right?
I think it's going to be all right because if you look at the track, it's really blue groove, and really there's only dust, no mud, so the dust he can wipe off with his glove really easily, no smearing. I mean, look at this. It looks like he's on a sprint car track. It's like icy blue and slippery all over the place, and the Duke continuing to look for a way around Wardy. Now, if Wardy gets passed by Leduc, that's bad news for Wardy.
This is the battle for 5th, a little deeper in the field. Steve Serapis.
Good run, buddy. Good run. Right side. He's still there. Right side.
Greg Adler's crew talking to him.
Yeah, because he can't see out of the right side. You can see the hood ripped up on his right side of Greg Adler's truck there in the 10. These guys have been going at it.
Vandenheuvel will be making the bottom work for him, even though there's no cushion. You saw the other 2 drivers get up on the top and use the edge of the berm to try to carry speed. And Serapis looking to go to the inside.
And he had an outstanding run in qualifying.
He definitely did, qualifying in P5 or position 5. Everybody was a little surprised, but he said he's made some changes to the truck that he really likes, and everything is working great.
Leaders getting the competition caution at the halfway mark. Rob McCachran leads at halfway. He keeps Ward from getting that bonus point at the halfway mark. Carl Rennesenter back in 5th. Right now, Jeff Ward would have enough points to clinch the championship over Carl. Under caution at Primm on NBC. Under caution, getting ready for the restart here in Primm, the Geico Power Sports Primm Championship Showdown, presented by E3 Spark Plugs. Bill Weber along with Wally Dallenbach and Cameron Steele. And we're getting ready for the restart, but first, catch action sports stars Dave Mirra, Chaz Ortiz, and more in the high-flying action from the Allied Dew Tour. It's the highlight show from the Dew Tour coming up next on NBC.
I think this is the most dangerous time of the race for Carl Renazetter. He's sitting back there in 5th spot. He can taste the championship, and he's surrounded by trucks, Cameron. He has got to get to the front, and he's got to keep going, because if he sees Wardy going, he's got to get right to him.
He does. He needs to keep the charge going. And first turn, always so dangerous, but he's cleanly through it. No one really around him. Choosing different lines. He's electing to go to the inside here. He'll follow Knott maybe a bit to the outside. And Wardy, a lot of challenge from that number 8 Rockstar Makita truck of Todd LeDuc, but Wardy going to the front, trying to make a move on Rob McCachran on the inside. They're not able to make it stick, but definitely showing him a nose.
McCachran's truck is really strong here this afternoon.
Rob McCachran is an ace of all sorts when it comes to off-road driving. His setup is always spot on. Seems like he has a crystal ball for track conditions. It's really tough to beat Rob McCachran when he's on his game, and it seems like he always is. And here comes Wardy trying an inside line on McCachran.
And Ward knows how important that position is. Not only to lead the race, but to put another truck between him and Carl Renazetter. Ken Stout.
As you might expect, guys, Wardy very calm and comfortable. Doesn't seem to be rattled by the pressures of a championship here at all. It's pretty amazing what he's done here in 2009.
Well, Todd LeDuc loves racing in this situation. He gets to come out here with no pressure, no points battle to worry about, strictly going for the win. He's raced 3 times this season. He's got 3 wins. Watch for him to make a move.
Well, Carl Renazetter just said on the radio that he thinks the track is coming to him just a little bit as it dries out, just like he had planned this morning, and we talked about with his tires. It's getting better for him. That's the way it's supposed to be, Wally and Cam, right? It's supposed to get better as the race goes along, correct?
Well, it is if you choose the right tires. And speaking to Carl before the race, he said, I'm wanting dry, hard blue group conditions. He's got it right now. The course is what he wanted, what he asked for. Let's see if he can make it work for him. Looks like Naughton's got a run on him.
Yeah, Carl's got his hands full. He's fighting to hang on to that position, and he needs to.
Oh, Ampudia right across the nose of Carl Renazetter. That could have been a disaster for Carl.
He just saw the championship go through his mind.
Nice turn, nice through the whoops, good line, great line, still on your outside, you're clear, you're clear.
Now Wardy's got multiple problems, not only the bogey of LeDuc, but here comes Ampudia.
Oh. Adler pulls off or gets forced off.
Well, he does have a vision problem.
Yeah, I know. He's been like that the whole race. I don't know how he's been driving. Todd LeDuc showing some muscle here. Oh, wow. That was cool. I mean, there is just no grip in that corner, and he goes down to find some.
And here comes Ampudia around LeDuc. So now a new face right behind Ward, and so far Wardy, and LeDuc diving back inside the Papa Zabir truck. So Ampudia going back again. Great racing on a very, very tricky racetrack.
And Ampudia has moved his way through most the entire field after restarting shotgun after the caution. Right now, Ward has the upper hand on the track and in the points. Less than 2 laps to go for the Unlimited 2s with the championship on the line here in Primm, Nevada. Rob McCachran leads. Jeff Ward runs second, and there's a heck of a battle for third right there between LeDuc and Ampudia, but right now, all the emphasis on the championship.
Yeah, and if you look back at where Renazetter is, he can't do anything. I mean, he's looking out his windshield, watching this championship possibly slip away because he can't get to these guys.
So Carl needs to get by one of these trucks, or one of these trucks needs to get by Ward for Carl to win the championship. If the finish is like this, Jeff Ward, in his first season of short course racing, will be crowned the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series champion.
But it ain't over yet.
And he would be beating one of the best of all time in Carl Renazetter. White flag is out, last lap.
Clear by 2, keep digging, Jeff, clear by 1, on your bumper, nice and smooth, stay with it, looking inside, you got the line, keep digging, he's on your inside, you're clear, dig, 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 dig.
He's digging, I'll guarantee you that.
With Todd so close, it's going to force Wardy to protect possibly. Todd going to the inside. That could lead to a setup move on the last corner.
And the problem is right now, like I said earlier, there's Carl. He can't do anything. He's just driving around. He's going to come for the checkered. This is where it's going to happen right here, if it's going to happen. And we've seen the last lap produce some pretty exciting things in this series.
Half a lap to go. McCachran leads. Ward runs second with the championship in front of him. LeDuc charging, trying to catch him.
Wardy just doesn't get any bite. LeDuc on the high side, he gets the grip.
Side by side to the checkers. LeDuc gets the position. Rennesener wins the championship.
Wow. Wardy just broke traction on the inside. LeDuc up on the cushion, putting the power to the ground.
Oh, and by the way, Rob McCachran won the race.
Check this out. Look at LeDuc up on the berm. And Wardy just cannot get any grip down there, Cameron. And boy, the last corner decided the championship.
Last corner, last lap, gets the championship to Carl Rennesener. Man, these races are a blast to watch. There's your champion, Carl Rennesener.
And based on the look on his face, I don't think he knows he's champion yet.
Time now for our E3 Spark Plugs race recap of the Unlimited 2s. Rob McCachran started up front, finished up front, but there were battles all over the track.
What a great shot. That's still my favorite shot. No grip down here in this last corner.
LeDuc trying to make a run there that one time, but he made it stick on the last corner, getting around Wardy, changing the championship, taking it from Ward and giving it to Rennesener.
Rob McCachran is the race winner. Carl Rennesener, the U2 champion.
Now he knows he's the champion.
Yes, he does. Take a look at the finish order. McCachran, LeDuc, Ward, Rodrigo Ampudia, Carl Rennesener, your top 5. So Carl has done half of his work. He's in victory lane, and Kelly Stavis is with the champ.
Well, it doesn't get much closer than that 1 point deciding the championship. Carl, your help came from an unlikely source in Todd LeDuc. You have a lot of championships on your resume. How does this one stack up?
You know, confusing for me because I honestly, my math was wrong. I thought I was sitting good, but it's right. I was 5th, or there were 3 trucks. I was the 3rd one. Man, oh man, that was crazy. That was great. Awesome.
Were you surprised that it all came down to this last corner, last race of the season?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you'd want it, right? For the fans, it's great. For everybody, it's a barn burner, you know, and holy smokes, I was tight, so.
Congratulations.
Skin of my chin.
Heck of a race, my friend.
Yeah, I think that's the best I've ran all year. I mean, to stay with Rob McCachran and with this blue groove where we struggle the most, so I'm speechless on that. Just, you know, that last corner, I just had no grip, and I was probably a little too conservative. Should have drifted out, but he got by me, and that was the points I needed. But you know, next year I'm super happy. I got to thank my team, Speed Technologies, Bully Dog, Goodyear Tires, everybody that's gotten me here. So we'll learn from this year and even come back stronger next year.
Well, Rob McCachran came to Las Vegas, and Rob McCachran will leave Las Vegas a winner here in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series. Good job for you. And how worried were you about Todd LeDuc there the last few laps? He was really catching you, wasn't he?
Yeah, you know, I know we were out there leading, and Ian, my spotter, was telling me where we at, and he told me we were catching up a little bit. But we were just playing it safe with this Rockstar Energy truck, and BF Goodrich tires were absolutely flawless today. I can't thank everybody here at the Lucas Oil Series for putting on such a great event. We really love being here in Primm, Nevada.
And we like being here too, Rob. Carl wins the U2 championship by just 1 point over Jeff Ward. Greg Adler comes home 3rd in the points. Rodrigo Ampudia got that 4th spot.